everybody, today's tutorial is gonna go through how to input the data. So you have distributed all your survey and now you're getting them back and you must be wondering how you're gonna input it. Okay, first thing first, we have to open up SPSS. Now when you click on SPSS, this is what you would see. Statistics 22, which also means version 22, is what I have over here in the university, at the university. You might have a newer version or older version, it doesn't matter, but if you decided to rent, which I gave you the URL, that's for student pricing, you'll probably get a newer version. So now, first step. Okay, you open up SPSS, click on new dataset, and click on OK. Okay, this would be a blank worksheet that you would see. On the bottom, that's data view and variable view. Data view is something that you would see when you have all the numbers input, so all the data. So it's just a bunch of numbers that you would see. Variable view is something that you have to do first before you can go into data view. What variable view is to give a label, a name to all the questions that you have asked. Okay, let's start from the first question. So for example, this is something that I pull up on SurveyMonkey. This is a question that I asked. Okay, so on here, I'm make sure that I can see it. Just give a name. So say target customers. The reason why I have it all one is because SPSS under name, they don't allow you to have any spacing. If you do want to have a spacing, then you can put an underscore here, which is a shift and then a little bar on the top of your keyboard if you're using Microsoft Windows, sorry. And the way you label the name, it's up to you, as long as you know what the question represents. Okay, so some people have it question 1 and then target, or whichever way you want, it's up to you. For decimals, I like to have it as 0 because I don't like to have too many numbers showing. It's really confusing. Label is the question that you have asked. So in this case, you would type in, are your target customers individuals, companies, or organizations, or a mix of both. Okay, this is the label that you would give. For value, this is something that you have to make sure that you pay attention to. Okay, so for here, in this example, you have 3 options given to your respondent. Individuals, companies, or organizations, mix of both. So under value, you would put a number for it. Normally you would start from 1. Some people start from 0, but I like to start from 1. It's really up to you, as long as you remember the codes. Okay, so value is 1, and then you put individuals, and then you add, and then you put 2, companies or organizations, add, and then 3, I just tab it with my keyboard, and then it goes to the next line. You could use your mouse too, it's up to you. Mix of both, and then you click add, and then you OK. So now you have to look at the measures. It's a nominal measure. Okay, so this is how you would input for each question. And you must be wondering, what about this open-ended question, number question 2, right? How many people are in your target market? So you put number of people. Again, I like it 0. Oops, okay. And then you put about how many people are in your target market. So for here, you could leave it blank if you want a range of numbers. Another option is to give a category. Say for example, I decided to categorize, like quantify this number, so I give them each a category. So what I would do is, if you don't want to have it as an open-ended question, you could put it as 1, say 1 to 10, 2 is 11 to 22, just to make sure that all the range is of the same variance. Okay, so if if you have a difference from 1 to 10 is 9 or whatever. So you just have to make sure that each category is equal, is balanced. Of course, this is up to you. If you decide not to have a value, that's fine. You can just remove it and leave it as it is. So how it will look like over here on the data view is this. So the more questions you add, the more it will fill out over at the bar. The number 1 to all the way to infinity, that represents the number of respondents you have. So for target customers, remember your value. You put individuals, companies, organizations, mix of both. Okay, just remember that. And then so when you input it, you would put, okay, say for example your first respondent, the first survey, the first question that this respondent A replied was, oh, it's a mix of both. So you put in 3 because that is what you code for that answer, for that option. Okay, and the number of people, maybe they gave you like 45 or something like that. Okay, and then maybe this person say, oh, it's a companies and organizations. That's the question. That's the answer that they gave. Maybe they have 122 people, or so on and so forth. So this is how you would input the data. I would recommend though, when you have a survey back, code those options so that you don't have to go back to this variable view and look at what you have coded under values. So what I mean is you could print it out, or just have a Word doc or whatever, and then just label each question like, okay, this is 1, 2, 3. So when you input in the data set, you would know automatically what number to put in. And another one is if you have a demographic, say gender, you put gender, same thing. You would put 1 for male and 2 for female. Okay, and here you would have nominal. So for this, sorry, I forgot to put the measure is scale, because it's a scale. It is scale. So here you would, maybe the first respondent was a male, the second was a female, and so on and so forth. So you would just input all the data. What I would recommend is when you do disseminate your survey, make sure that if it's an online survey, make sure that each question is a forced response. And make sure that your skip patterns are logically aligned with what you want to ask. So if you answer no to question 2, skip question 3, or so on and so forth. So you have to know the logic behind it. And when you do, the reason for you forcing each respondent to answer each question, if they do agree to take on the survey, is because you can avoid missing data. When you have missing data, you have skewed data, and that's really a headache, and you don't want to have missing data. If the survey you go out and get face-to-face, check the survey for completion before you let the person go. However, of course, if the person say in the middle of the survey say, you know what, I don't want to complete this survey, it's fine, it's voluntary. You cannot force that person to complete it. Or if you see, oh, they didn't complete it and they don't want to complete it, they don't want to help you with the completion, then you cannot force them as well. So you just have to make sure you abide by the IRB, the code of conduct and whatnot, just to make sure that everything is good. And so yes, this is how you would input the data, and the way you analyze it would be what the textbooks say. You have descriptive analysis, you have inference analysis, correlation, and so on and so forth. That we will go in deeper as we go through the chapters. But as for gender demographic question, I would say use a descriptive analysis. This is how you would see how many people are male, how many people are female, how many people fall into the category of 18 to 24, and so on and so forth. Okay, so this is how you would do an input of data. If you have any question, please let me know.